Ever had the sudden urge to see an anime where the main character faces the craziest betrayal but then gets the most badass revenge ever? Well, I have. And that's why I'm here today, with the top 10 revenge anime that will satisfy your revenge-sucking thirst. So without further delay, let's dive in. To kick off the list today we have Yasuke, a bold reimagination of history that blends the life of the real African samurai with a world of magic, mechs, and dark forces. The series follows Yasuke, a warrior who once served under Oda Nobunaga, the great samurai now who lives a quiet life as a boatsman, haunted by the violent end of his lord's dream of a unified Japan. And this dude has it pretty rough as he witnesses his master forced to commit seppuku by his own generals. Those who don't know what seppuku means, search it up, because if I say the actual word, YouTube's probably gonna screw up my entire channel. So I ain't risking that much for this crap. Anyway, the death was a tragic end to a man who dared to defy the norms by accepting Yasuke, a foreigner, as his samurai. This event deeply scars Yasuke and he withdraws from the samurai world until he is pulled back into it to protect a young girl who possesses mysterious powers coveted by dark forces. This allows him to fight not just for the present, but to avenge the injustice of his past. And damn, was it satisfying. But the anime as a whole had some pretty big flaws, particularly its rushed plot that leaves many questions unanswered. But it makes up for it with the vibrant visuals and captivating battle scenes that are sure to give you an enjoyable watch nonetheless. Then at number 9 we have Evil or Live. As interesting as the name sounds, the anime is a bit different than that. This show takes a hard look at modern society's obsession with digital technology, setting its story in a facility that claims to rehabilitate young people addicted to the internet. And the main character is thrown into this nightmarish school against his will by someone he thought he could trust, making his imprisonment not just a matter of circumstance but a direct betrayal. With nothing left to lose, the main character forms alliances within the oppressive facility, scheming to take down the system that has entrapped him. And as childish as it sounds, the anime does a fairly good job of making this into a dark psychological thriller where you will find an insane amount of satisfaction whenever the main character manages to undermine the facility. This journey is not just about escape, but about getting back at those who put him there in the first place. So it's a great watch for nerds who are looking for a satisfying revenge story. And by the way, on paper, this show does look like a darker version of Prison School, doesn't it? Next up at number 8, we have Ningen Fushin. Adventurers who don't believe in humanity will save the world. No comment on the title, I'm sick of complaining. This anime flips the usual heroic fantasy on its head by focusing on a group of adventurers who have been deeply betrayed and disillusioned. The main character was once a member of a prestigious party, but his idealistic views are shattered when his trusted mentor frames him for a crime he didn't even commit. Consumed by bitterness, the dude encounters 3 other adventurers, each carrying their own scars of betrayal. Together they form the ultimate revenge gang. But what makes this journey so compelling is the bond these revenge suckers form through their shared pain, slowly healing as they face new challenges. The revenge isn't just against those who wronged them, but against a society that cast them aside. And watching the main character confront his former mentor is an extremely satisfying payoff, not just for the battle, but for the emotional closure it brings. The anime combines humor, action, and heartfelt moments, making it a great watch for Sunday evenings. Then at number 7 we have Dimension W. A world where humanity has tapped into a parallel dimension to harness infinite energy. But this seemingly utopian advancement has a dark side. The main character, a gruff, old-fashioned bounty hunter who despises this new technology, gets pulled into a conspiracy involving illegal energy coils. And now let's discuss the main character's tragic backstory. The flashback reveals how he once fought to protect someone dear, only to be left with nothing but bitter memories. This personal loss fuels his distrust of the new energy system, making his hunt for rogue coils as much about revenge as it is about survival. He's constantly faced with reminders of his past, but every battle he fights against those manipulating the energy coils brings him a step closer to avenging the betrayal that haunts him. The action scenes are slick, and the plot dives deep into philosophical discussions about humanity's overreach. So, overall, it is a great watch. Just ignore some of the flaws. And after that, at number 6, we have Gun Sword. This anime is a fusion of Western tropes with a sci-fi twist telling the story of a stoic drifter seeking revenge for the murder of his fiancée. Betrayed by a trusted comrade known only as the Claw, The main character's hunger for revenge drives the plot, and his cool demeanor hides a simmering rage that bursts forth in a spectacular fight scene. And with every jackass he defeats, he inches closer to confronting his nemesis. His journey brings him allies, but everyone has their own scars, and betrayal is a constant shadow over their mission. But what makes Gun's sword so satisfying is the build-up to Van's final confrontation with the Claw. And don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it for you. The anime doesn't just deliver flashy mecha action, it dives into the emotional toll of revenge, making every victory feel like a step closer to healing. Think of it as Trigun meets Cowboy Bebop, where the world building is rich, the characters memorable, and the action non-stop. It's a thrilling, emotionally charged ride that keeps you invested till the very end. Then at number 5, we've got Roa Braves of the Six Flowers. It is a blasted shame that this didn't get a season 2 or a continuation, but anywho, a show that plunges its viewers into a mystical world where 6 chosen heroes are destined to stop the awakening of the demon god. However, things take a sinister turn when 7 heroes show up at the gathering. So one of them must be a traitor, and the self-proclaimed strongest man in the world finds himself caught in a web of distrust, as the group begins to suspect him, accused of being the imposter. He faces betrayal from the very people he needs to rely on to save the world. As suspicion festers, he's forced to use every ounce of his wit and skill to survive, prove his innocence, and unmask the real traitor. But the thing that makes this tale so satisfying is watching the main character, seemingly outmatched, turn the tables with his clever strategies. The show is a chess game of deception where every character has hidden motives, and no one can be fully trusted. It's basically the Among Us of anime. So give this one a try. It's pretty good. Up next at number 4, we have Gungrave, a tale of deep friendship, betrayal, and revenge. Framed within a gritty mafia world that, of course, transitions into a supernatural showdown. The story begins with 2 close friends who rise from street thugs to powerful figures within the crime syndicate. The main character is a quiet, loyal enforcer who follows his friends' ambitious dreams without question. But everything changes when the friend's lust for power leads him to betray the very organization that brought them together. In a ruthless move, the friend kills the main character, seeing him as a threat to his ambitions. And the anime's first half is an awesome gangster drama, showing their rise to power and the eventual betrayal that leads to the main character's tragic end. But the story doesn't stop there, because Brandon is resurrected as Beyond the Grave, a silent, relentless force out for revenge against his once best friend. The shift from vintage gangster to sci-fi horror is jarring yet brilliant. As the main character fights through the monstrous creations of his friend, each encounter digs deeper into their shattered friendship. The revenge is so satisfying because it's not just about physical combat, it's about a battle of ideals, where every confrontation is steeped in their shared history. So do me a favor and give this one a try. Then at the 3rd spot, we have Blast of Tempest, a show that spins a tale of revenge magic and a whole lot of drama, throwing in everything from tragic love stories to world-ending conspiracies. The story follows 2 teenagers whose lives are turned upside down by the mysterious murder of the main character's sister. Due to that, the main character is consumed by a thirst for vengeance and will stop at nothing to find the person responsible for the sister's death. His quest leads him to make a pact with an exiled sorceress who promised to help him if he can aid her in stopping her clan's plan to unleash an ancient and powerful entity known as the Tree of Exodus. But that's not the biggest twist. It lies in the fact that the second main character, or the main character's friend, whatever you may call him, who accompanies the main character on this journey, was secretly the sister's boyfriend. This hidden relationship adds another layer of complexity to the plot, and as the lover boy's emotions become entangled in Mahiro's quest for revenge, the two dig deeper into the mystery and they encounter philosophical debates, power struggles, and an intricate web of conspiracies that threaten to unravel the world. Wait, no unraveling here. I ain't got the rights to play that. I don't think anybody does. Anyways, the show masterfully keeps the viewers guessing as it intertwines the fates of the characters with the fate of the world, leading to a watch you will not forget for a long time. At the runners-up spot of today's video, it's Gungrave, the Count of Monte Cristo, another anime that's set in the British Empire. The story follows Albert, not Einstein, but a naive young nobleman who befriends the mysterious Count of Monte Cristo. Unaware that he's a key player in the Count's intricate plot, of revenge. The Count, once known as Edmond Dante, well, he was betrayed by his closest friends and wrongfully imprisoned, and the betrayal burned deep, leaving him no choice but to meticulously plan his revenge against those who destroyed his life. Watching the Count's elaborate schemes unfold is just a masterclass in satisfaction. Each betrayal he experienced is paid back tenfold. But the true thrill lies in how coldly calculated and brilliantly executed his revenge is. Yet the story also explores the cost of revenge, questioning whether such a path truly brings peace, and this makes this anime a truly underrated gem, so be sure to watch this one. But at the top spot of today's list we have, of course, Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion. Now, if you're watching videos on this channel and never ever heard of Code Geass, I have nothing to say, let's just move on. This anime is the ultimate revenge story, wrapped in layers of political intrigue and giant mechs. Lelouch, an exiled prince, discovers the Geass, a power that can bend anyone to his will. Betrayed by his own royal family, who left him to die alongside his disabled sister, Lelouch's thirst for revenge is even beyond the ranges of talk no jutsu. He masterminds a rebellion to bring down the tyrannical empire. Each step in his plan is driven by a mix of strategic brilliance and personal vendetta, as he manipulates not just his enemies but also his allies to serve his own ends. And the way the story unfolds after that is nothing short of a masterpiece. But that's not what we're here to discuss today. The most satisfying part of Lelouch's journey is seeing him outwit those who once thought of him as weak. His betrayals are cold and calculated, often leaving you in awe and horror at how far he's willing to go. So if you still haven't watched this show, cancel every plan you have today and maybe for the rest of the week, and just watch this. You can thank me later. Alrighty, that's the list for today, guys, and don't ask me why I didn't put shows like Vinland Saga, Redo of a Healer, and Arifureta on the list. I mean, come on. Is there anyone who hasn't watched those already? And talking about Arifureta, it has borderline become the basic structure of revenge anime, because shows like Failure Frame decided to copy with the budget of a typical rom-com. Anyway, that's for another day. But for now, stop watching those hens and watch something good for you once in a while, you vague skulls. But as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.